With London's primary schools ready to break up for the summer holidays, children will be soon preparing for their move up to secondary school. Most got the school of their first choice, but some didn't. And now there are calls for the education watchdog Ofsted to look at secondary schools from a new direction. The fresh approach would mean asking parents why they chose not to send their child to their local secondaries. Well, that new approach is being suggested by Harriet Harman, Labour MP for Camberwell and Peckham. I spoke to her earlier and started by asking her if it was an indication of parents wanting to send their child to the best performing schools rather than the poorly performing ones.
Well, I think really one of the most important things a school can do is to have the confidence of local parents. And if you've got 8 schools, like there are, serving the parents and the children in my constituency, and 3 of them are oversubscribed, more people want to go there than there are places, and 5, they don't have enough first choices to fill all the places, then really those 5 schools that are not commanding the confidence of the parents in their local area, they've got to be asking themselves, what is it that we need to do to instill confidence in the parents?
But isn't there quite an obvious answer to that? Because I had a look at the league tables for your constituency, and you've got Sacred Heart Roman Catholic at 81% for 5 good GCSEs or above. Compare that to St Michael and St Thomas, and that's 38%. So if you're a parent and you've got a child that's about to go into secondary school and you have a look at the league tables, surely that's the answer. You want to go somewhere where you feel almost guaranteed that your child will do well.
Well, it's not just about the league tables, because sometimes a school can be lower down the league tables but still be very popular, because what the parents sense is that it's a school that really knows its way, that it's got good staff, and actually it will show in better results later on. But I think what's happened over the years is, when I've looked at the first preference choice of parents and seen that there are some schools that are just not commanding the confidence of the parents, then basically the schools have said to me, oh, well, we've got a new head, or we're changing things here, you'll see it'll get better. But after a number of years, really, I'm saying it's just not good enough, because, you know, parents, this is something that's so important for parents, and they raise it so often. Yeah. And what happens is, if they don't get their first choice, sometimes they'll actually send their child to another borough and they have to go on a bus and a train.
Yeah.
Sometimes they even, if they can't afford it even, they'll scrape the money together to go private, or they'll just have their heart in their mouth and send the child off.
You talk about confidence and how schools should be instilling confidence. What do you think schools should be doing to instil that kind of confidence within parents so they put them as their first choice?
Well, I think first off, they've got to talk to the parents that choose not to send their child to the local school, because it's an irony at the moment that Ofsted, which is the school inspection service, they will survey and interview the parents who are at the school when they're doing an inspection on the school, but they don't interview the parents that would rather die than send their child to that local school. So really, Ofsted ought to interview the parents who choose not to send their child to a school, as well as the ones that do end up in that school.
Harriet Harman speaking to me earlier. Well, Ofsted said it is actively taking steps to ensure schools across and within local authorities are good or better, so that parents are given greater quality of choice about the school they want their children to go to. Ofsted's new school improvement framework will help to close the educational gap amongst schools.